Dropout account?
Oh, Dropout.
Dropout TV.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dropout TV, man.
Where I got this little sticker.
A little sticker, man.
Got a coffee mug. I've got a poster.
Got a poster.
Oh, he's invested.
It was from their Starstruck Odyssey campaign.
Mm.
Hold on, I can get the poster.
And I'm dead.
I can't find I find good anime, but there's just like one, maybe 2 seasons. Like, well, yeah.
Yeah, that tends to be the case.
So like, as you're spending 12 hours at work and just
watch
watching
One
anime
Piece.
and just tapping away, I mean, you can go through a full season in a single day.
Yeah, I've done that before. At work. Reese was there for that. I was watching. I was watching like a 12-hour cut on the Jet Edge, and I watched an entire anime. I actually recently watched season 2. It came out earlier this year, of that very show.
So it's like, well, shit. Well, time to switch it up, and then yeah.
I mean, honestly, wild.
What?
What a fun problem to have, running out of anime, you know?
That's never possible. unless you've been watching since like the 90s. Never possible.
Just go back and rewatch Gundam Wing. That's what I do when I feel like I don't want to watch anything current.
I watch Dragon Ball Z. Don't judge.
No,
Fine.
Dragon Ball Z's great.
long
Or
as you
watch
watch
One
Dragon
Piece.
Ball.
I've been told I don't know how this is possible, but I've been told One Piece has no filler.
It has little filler. It has about, I think, 20 to 30 episodes of filler out of the 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Like, is he? What kind of cocaine is Oda on?
The good kind.
The best kind. Okay.
Straight from the damn source.
Yeah, he's just snorting chocolate. Actually, he's snorting chocolate. It's the caffeine.
Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see who got cast in Superman Legacy?
Also, you gotta love.
We got Guy Gardner being played by Nathan Fillion.
By the way, have y'all speaking of movies? Have y'all seen the teaser, the set teasers of Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes. Oh my God, Wolverine! Let's
Oh my God,
baby!
Yellow suit Wolverine finally. 13 years too late.
Oh, let's go, baby!
Or really, 30 years too late. I don't know.
It's been a long ass
What's up?
time, cuz
I can't wait.
I know, I'm so excited.
Because I'll be honest, X-Men's like a top 3 for me all time. Like, I'm like, it's such a good comic book franchise. It's got so many dope characters with dope-ass powers.
Indeed.
Like Gambit.
Indeed.
What a great character.
Indeed.
Also, what a great power.
So I need help.
Okay.
So, I just posted this to general, but I just put in some like keywords and like Air Genasi, Archer, D&D, whatever. AI art fucking rocks, because that's what I'm going with. That's
Jesse, what do you need help with? Oh, that does fucking rock. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have an Xbox One.
Hey,
S.
Ethan, baby
Hello,
boy.
gamers. I'm so sorry I'm late.
Yo.
I was so doing dishes.
Oh, you're
You're
fine,
so
man.
okay.
You're
big
here.
dog.
Where were you?
You still have a fiance, so
Is Slim though?
I grilled us up a nice sirloin tonight.
word.
Let's go.
Such a man.
I had tacos.
Jesse, you were saying?
Oh, sorry.
So I have an Xbox One S Gears of War edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Is that considered a Slim edition?
Is it slim? Is it
Yeah,
little?
is it an Xbox? I mean, it's a Gears of War. I don't fucking know.
I don't
can't
know.
find it.
But you know what I do have is Google, and they will know.
Well, I'm looking at Google right now, and I can't fucking find it to save my goddamn life.
What,
Hey, Reese, will you rate
what's
this?
the depth of it?
Rate that cup.
If you had to guess.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
What a banger.
I think she will like it then.
Lilo and Stitch? Let's
The spoons,
go.
I think, are about 1.5 to 2 inches thick, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. But is it considered a Slim though?
It's not.
Fuck.
You have to let me see
Why?
as the resident Xbox expert in here.
It's a
That
Just
is-
a
We've
simple-
got the boys here.
We
It's
doing
a
No,
good.
no,
Gears
will
of
be
War
here any second. I just
Xbox
texted him.
One S 2 terabyte limited edition.
I'm just saying.
No was actually here before most of you, and then got off to go eat, and then it was said he'd be right back. So
Choose yours.
I will tell you
Nope.
what I've learned tonight. If you're about to grill, always make sure you have propane.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so
That's
true.
so
Cuzzo.
true.
Or use charcoal the way God intended.
But I don't like
Yes.
the charcoal flavor. as much.
Not
fair.
charcoal briquettes.
That's fair.
Lump
See, my
charcoal.
problem with charcoal is I think charcoal is better if done right, but I think most people use too much lighter fluid on charcoal, and then
Well,
it gets lighter
If
fluid.
You gotta let it sit there and burn.
using lighter fluid, you're doing it wrong. Lump
Yeah, you're u-
charcoal
I'm
and
like-
a heat gun to start.
You're using way too much.
Or hear me out. Use a propane grill and be ready to go in like 3 minutes.
If you do it right, you can be ready to go in 5 minutes with a.
No, don't get me wrong. No. I'm with Tantan on this one. The accessibility of a propane grill is so nice.
Yeah.
I've never
however,
loved a
the-
show like King of the Hill so much for Hank to be that wrong the whole series. Though. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Though.
It's
propane.
kind of going against everything you believe at this point to go against.
It's
charcoal.
sacrilegious, is all I'm saying.
Or you can just wait 5 hours and you can use your trigger.
Oh, what?
I'll just set it out in the sun.
Smoker. It's a smoker.
Ah.
You could cook it on the daggum asphalt lately.
That's fair.
Amen.
That
You
is
can cook it
fair.
on the beach.
I love
Dude.
me an asphalt steak, bruh.
Dude.
Mm.
We did eggs.
That's
Actually-
bust down.
Today at work, I had to cut a slot in a 13-inch pipe, and the pipe
Yeah.
got so hot that you could have seared a steak on that motherfucker. You could have
Mhm.
just tossed it and done it, pulled it off, been good to go.
It was probably only 136 degrees.
Your mom's 136 degrees. Oh.
Damn. God.
It was the
Oh.
fact that we were steam
She's
cannon.
dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Dead.
At
Dead.
136 degrees, she is dead.
Okay, well, technically we can get rolling without Nono and do the Gormesh introduction when he gets here.
Later.
Word.
So let's play some D&D, y'all.
I'd rather not. No, I'm kidding.
All right, well then get the fuck out
I'm
of here.
kidding, asshole.
You're in the wrong group chat. All right.
Mm.
Anyways,
The server name next time, big dog.
So what?
read the
Read the
server name.
He's a guy into Reese's Delusions.
This is what
Where-
we're doing.
We're here.
Okay,
This is a crime. I just want you to know this is a crime.
What?
it is a crime.
Huh?
Dog. Okay,
No,
all
no,
right.
Hold on, I'm
no,
coming
no,
over.
Not
I'll
getting
be playing D&D
By my
in the car.
namesake. I need everyone here to roll.
If
me
you
a
said
D20.
roll initiative, I would freak out.
Well, actually, in a way, it is
Everyone
initiative,
here
but
to
not
roll
for
initiative.
combat.
It's using initiative in a non-combat.
Yes.
Just
I need
like
you to base,
who's
I need
going
everyone here to
first.
roll initiative, but we're not. It's not for a fight. I just need everyone to roll
I
initiative.
got a 19.
Okay.
Let me
I
get my
love,
knife.
I love hearing Eason say he got a 19.
I got a
Alright.
19, so
Love that. It's freaking
Hello.
I got
I'm such a
a.
yeehaw man.
Okay,
Wait
we
till
are
you
starting
meet
in
my
level 3,
character.
right?
Hey there.
You're
you
supposed to
got
start
We
at
are
level
starting
3?
at level 3.
We are starting at level 3. That's right.
level
Just wanted to make sure that was
33,
before
right?
I rolled a 21. I, rolled
I
a
got a
19.
dirty
Good
20.
Lord. I really thought I did good, and Nate,
You did do
thanks for
good.
that. No,
19
no,
is
shut
still
up.
is
There's
great.
It's okay. I got an 11.
Don't give me your pity vote first off.
An 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, that checks out for your opening roll. That checks out.
Hey, is what it is. It was a 1 plus 10. No, I'm kidding. It was
Look,
a.
it's no. This is how it works
10
for.
plus
This
4.
is how it works for your characters. You roll
Yeah.
4 in initiative and then roll wild in combat.
Uh-huh.
All right, you just
Uh-huh.
do crazy shit later.
Yep. Also pulling out the real dice.
Got stuff right. Got stuff.
Y'all
Okay.
couldn't hear that.
That
I gotta fix
means
that.
that means we're starting. We're
It's
gonna
not
start
on the
with
table.
Nate. Okay.
Word?
We pan over a snowy landscape of rolling hills and spotted forest leading up to a blue crystal coastline. Dotting said coastline is a sparse little town that would be nearly unnoticeable to anyone who would be flying above. And in this town are, like you would see in any other town, people
No.
who seem to be happily moving about their days, doing their best to bundle up as they move around through these cold winter winds that blow through. And
I will be right back. I have to go eat real quick.
all right, Doc.
He just joined.
The
I know, I was
low,
going to tell him that.
small fall of snow that sprinkles across the land. In this town, you can see shops and markets, and out on the water around the town, fishing vessels and small ships that seem to be cruising about doing their day's work, even though still in the desperate winter winds. And in the center of this town is a very nice stone building that up top reads Town Bank in a very simple font. As we pan into the door of said bank, you see a very simple single window clerk where a very well-dressed tiefling woman with a tightly pulled bun and spectacles, wearing a kind of like a Victorian style hoop skirt, sits behind a counter. Nobody is currently in the lobby of the bank as she flips through some paperwork, and panning off to one side in a small side office, we see Nate. Would you like to describe your character?
Yeah. Actually, I was just looking at some artwork to see if I could find one that really.
I think I saved one time to
I think you
to
did.
send to you. Hold on, I'll get that. Hold on.
Find it. Yeah. So basically, I'm a lion man.
Ooh.
I am probably like in my 50s, probably like 56-ish. I have been working at this bank since I bought it and own it when I was 22 years old. So I nothing crazy, kind of just, well kept Maine. I'm a bank person, so I have to be well kept. I look well. And my name is Leona. Leona D. Rhodey.
Lion on the road.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. That was amazing.
Or Lana Del Rhodes, the porn star.
Oh, that too. Lion on the road.
Well, I didn't think of that one, Reese.
You said it first.
Is that what I said?
You made the joke the first time.
I think you're a damn liar. Is what I think. That's what I think.
I gotta go with Nate on this one. Reese is crazy.
Putting my mental stability aside, hand on the Bible. God, strike me down if I'm lying. That motherfucker's cheating.
A lightning bolt.
Leona, as you sit here, dealing
You
with.
can call me Leo.
Okay, Leo. As you sit here dealing with your everyday banking duties, you find yourself taking a small pause from your everyday little tasks that you take care of. There isn't a whole lot to do here at the bank here in Moontown, simply because there isn't a whole lot of people here in Moontown. So you're not keeping track of a whole lot, but you find yourself taking a small break while you read a letter. A letter that reads, "Dear Mr. Rhodey, we hope this letter finds you well. We regret to inform you that your longtime friend and former shipmate, Ativo Grimes, has sadly passed. It seems that a lifetime of drinking and smoking did finally catch up to him. Who knew that a small halfling body could consume that much alcohol and live that long? Certainly not me. His funeral will be held on the Avantis Isles in 3 days' time. We understand that is too short of notice for you to be able to make, but regardless, we wanted you to be informed. We know you were both good friends, and we are sorry for the loss. Since he had no kinsmen of any kind, it seems that he has left his estate to you, which we will be sending a representative over in the coming weeks to discuss what all was left behind. Once again, hope this letter finds you well. Carver.Olaf. And that is the whole letter.
I'm gonna stand up and walk over to like a side table.
Okay.
And pour myself a drink. And
Okay.
toast to him. And sit back down at my desk.
You have a small toast, walk over and sit back down, and you hear the door ring as somebody enters the bank. They approach the teller counter. You kind of just out of the corner of your eye, you're not seeing a whole. Make a perception check for me, actually.
Perception. +2. I rolled a 15 +2 for a 17.
Okay. Yeah, on a 17, you even just out of like your peripheral vision, you look over, still kind of like going about your looking over that letter again, going about your stuff. You look over and you see two individuals who have entered the bank. One is this tiefling woman who is extremely well dressed, with like platinum white blonde hair pulled back in a neat kind of bun. You see a lot of like face piercings. She's got like 2 piercings on their nose and 1 through the lip. Several like of those like 2-part piercing like earrings.
Yep.
They're like the chains that go up and down, you know. And her clothes are very well made. You can tell just from somebody who also has a very expensive wardrobe. You know what a tailored suit looks like in comparison to one that someone has bought.
Yeah.
And you quickly recognize this woman is very well managed, very well made clothing, and behind her is a cloaked Aarakocra, who resembles closely a sparrow. You see he's got a cloak over his back, and then on the outside of the cloak, because it seems just too big to hide in the cloak, you see a quiver and a very tall longbow, probably easily 6 feet, bigger than him, actually. It's got to kind of like be catty-cornered across his back. Very long, like that, like Japanese style longbow, where it's like a very straight and then kind of goes out with a huge, just kind of laying on his back. He seems unarmed. He seems to be a guard of some kind, as far as you can tell. You see that all that she kind of has on her side is a little coin purse and a book, a tome of some kind that is chained to her side. And she steps up and goes, "Pardon me, I am looking for one Mr. Derodi." And you hear
I'll stand up from my desk. There.
You hear the teller, who you know as Lilica, go, "It's Mr. Rody. The D is his middle name. He sometimes forgets to put the dot in between the two. But it's not D. Rody. It's Mr. Rody." Oh yes, my apologies. You stand up, and she goes,
walk over,
"Okay."
Shake hand, as it were. She is.
She goes, "Mr. Rody, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Leia Lacrosse.
Thank you.
I have some business I would like to discuss, if in a more private setting, if possible."
I will. I'll step sideways and point towards my office.
Okay. She nods, and you see that she turns and goes, "Sparrow, you can please wait out here in the lobby as I go speak to Mr. Brody." She turns to Lilica and says, "Thank you for your help, ma'am," and very politely walks into the office. She sits down at the desk and goes, "Well, Mr. Brody, I won't waste your time by beating around the bush. I am a member and representative of the Merchants Guild of Dalfroma, and we are currently looking for a place to establish a shipping department. We need to construct a warehouse and a place of safe docking. I understand that that Moontown is primarily a fishing village, and so that there is much access to the water with docks and such a thing, and so that would be very easily suitable. And I was told upon building a warehouse here that not only do you own all the docks, but most of the land in town."
Indeed.
And so I was coming to see, one, what you would charge for regular docking in and out. I can't tell you exactly what the schedule of the ships would be at this moment, and also the cost of building a warehouse of sorts in town here.
Not to get straight to it, but may I know what we're moving?
I would prefer not to say. It is a bit above my pay grade. As I said, I'm just a representative. It's a bit above my pay grade to discuss guild product or policy. Though I will say all of the shipping will be handled by guild members. No, we do not plan to involve any of the townspeople. We simply need a place to store and a place to ship, or to dock a ship.
I would charge you what I charge everyone else. And if it gets out of hand, obviously we'll have to move to 2 docks, which the price will come down for each individual dock for a cluster price. I would be happy to work up some paperwork and have it sent to you. May I know who you're the representative for?
Lord Bala of Delma.
Ah, okay, yes.
Lord Balor
Um,
Damar.
If you would like to roll actually, if you could roll both a insight check for me and a history check to see if you recognize the name.
I got an 18 on my history, and I got
Okay.
a 9 on my insight.
Okay. The insight roll was just your read of her as of the moment, and as of right now, you don't really know. Like you just seems like a
Okay.
woman here to do business. It's
Right.
just pretty standard stuff.
Right.
The 18, however, you recognize the name Lord Balar. You are familiar with the Merchants Guild in Delphroma. It's a kind of a unique setup because Delphroma doesn't have like a mayor or like a ruler of any kind. The town itself is controlled by the Merchants Guild. And so it's both like a business and at the same time a governing body of a place. So it's kind of a unique setup in some aspects, but you recognize the name as being one of the members of the like deciding council of the guild.
Okay. So I will pull out like one of the contracts that are in my desk that would be like regular.
Yeah.
And I would like, spin it around and take a pen and I would point out this is how much this is how much it charges and this is what it is for each place. We'll be happy to accommodate as much as we can. We'd be happy to do business with you.
Yeah, for a standard size galleon to be docked at one of your docks on a monthly charge is 200 gold.
Yeah, okay. So, that's obviously on the contract. I'll show her that and everything.
Yeah.
And,
Though that's all contract stuff here, you would know, Rhodey would know that the local fishermen don't pay shit to dock at your docks. They just do it. They're just there. You hear that. She looks it over. She seems to clearly understand everything. She says, yes, this is perfect. I can go ahead and sign the paperwork. And do you need a down payment or deposit to start?
We take a down payment of 50 coin.
Okay.
But that will be put in a deposit box in the bank. It will not be touched by me or anyone else. It'll go straight into the bank. And then once the monthly comes in, that'll be in case a boat hits the dock that has to be repaired or anything like that. That is what takes care of damage.
Understood. All right, I can pay the deposit, and if it's possible, I would like to go ahead and pay for the first 6 months.
That is possible. And then I will yell to
Lilica is her name.
Lilica and ask her to come in real quick. And
yes, boss.
Will you please get the deposit box 44, please, and bring it in here? We're going to go ahead and take a down payment for some docking space. And would you have my contractor come? And we will have them look over the dock and make sure everything is to code as it should be, so that when they are ready to be bringing in stuff, there is no issues.
Absolutely, not a problem. She steps out. You see that she walks over to the small window that she opens, where a brisk wind kind of blows in. That's very chilly. Where she reaches out and grabs a crow to attach a letter to go send for your contract specialist. She sends for your contract specialist and goes to grab the box. She brings the box in after, I would say, probably 20 minutes or so of you guys like going over the paperwork or something. Your contract specialist enters the room. No, would you like to describe your character?
Oh man.
Let's go, baby.
Okay, so Gormish the first again. Gormish is he's about your average height for a hobgoblin. Not too big. He dang, this one's tough. He's disguised right now.
Okay. He's just disguised. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I don't know how to describe what characters look like.
It's all good, Doc. It's all good. What kind of clothes does
Oh,
Gormesh wear?
he's got
What's his setup? What's he look like?
he's got his nice
Is this a
the
three gnomes in
noble-
a trench coat situation?
Maybe.
his more eloquent looking robes, the more like noble kind of looking.
Okay, I gotcha.
A contractor coming for a big dock business, coming to sign some stuff.
Yeah, Rhodey, you see Gormesh enter the room. He walks in. She, Miss
I'm gonna
Lacrosse
say,
goes,
Mesh, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
That it has been.
And obviously, I'm a
goes-
ginormous lion man, so I tower over him.
"Yeah, you're a solid 7 foot." You know. She goes, "I take it you're the contract specialist. I am Miss Lacrosse. It's a pleasure to meet you. Your name?
I am Gormesh.
Pleasure to meet you, Gormesh.
So I do not have my assistant Gormesh here with me today. It'll be just me.
I'm sorry, your assistant, Gormesh?
Yeah. He very close friend of mine. Actually,
And you have the same name.
we're like
That's-
brothers.
Oh, that's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah. Sometimes we even look like twins. I get that from all sorts of people.
Oh, wild. We can go over the contract real quick. You see that both Gormesh and Leo both see her reach into her like little side satchel, pull out 200 platinum coins in a bag and sit them down to pay for her installment at the dock.
You see the
10
money
months.
symbol show up in my eyeballs.
Yeah.
the 17, like where it's rolling and then stops on the money.
Yes. You guys go over the contract real quick. She's very quick, understands all the stuff. And then Gormesh, you also make an insight check for me while you go over this stuff with this woman.
First roll of the campaign. That is a nat 2.
A natural 2. This lady is the best at business. All right, this woman's incredible. Okay, this, as far as you can tell, you've never seen anybody do it like this lady. All right. After a few minutes of deliberation, she stands up. Goes, all right, that seems all is in order. It's been a pleasure working with you both, and I hope we have a happy future in business together. Do excuse me.
I stand up, shake her hand. Yes.
She shakes her hand. She goes, truly was a pleasure. Do excuse me, I'm a bit of a rush trying to beat. It's quite a ride back to Dolfroma, and I want to beat it before the next wave of cold sets in. It being the Mage Moon's Eve and all that, it is about to be very cold out. So,
What town are we at right now?
what time?
What town?
What town? Moontown.
Oh, okay.
We in Moontown,
Yeah.
bro.
And everyone here would know Mage Moon's Eve is a time of the year, always in winter, that is associated with a lot of like occult stuff. It's believed that at a certain time of the year, the veil between different worlds kind of, and a lot of magic from other worlds floods into this one. And one of the effects of that magic is that full moon stays full and is purple.
Huh.
And refer to the week of the Mage Moon, and this is the night before that happens, which is Mage Moon's Eve. Kind of a big deal. But you're you understand. Once the Mage Moon sets in, it gets incredibly cold. Weather gets pretty rough as far as how heavy the snow sets in, and Delphrum was kind of further north already, so she definitely needs to get the hell out of here. Needs to go get moving. So she heads on out. And then That leaves Gormesh and you, Leo, sitting in here. As she exits, you see that the on the way out, the Arakocra bodyguard gives a solemn bow as he exits the room.
I like that guy. He said 2 words the whole time. I respect a man with few words.
I don't.
Gormesh, you have no idea what I'm talking about. You talk constantly.
you hear Lilica go, "Don't I know it, honey?"
I'm so confused.
Gormesh, honey, do you need anything while you're here other than, you did your job. That was great, but like you can go home if you'd like.
Okay.
All right.
I'll get out of y'all's hair.
I do appreciate that. You did a great job. Honey, before you leave, my apologies. My apologies. Your payment for contract negotiations. She hands you 4 gold. You get paid by the contract, which is a terrible setup in this town where not a lot of contracts happen. But you didn't know that when you got the job.
Thank you for this pay. Maybe this will cover our week's food. Y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good day.
While he's doing that, I'm just counting all of the money that she handed me.
Yeah.
With my feet on the desk.
Does he not get a
You're
cut?
just full
By the way,
Scrooge
you wanna
McDuck.
know what I
Yeah,
look like?
it's
Hold
good.
on, I can show you what I look like. This is what I look like. This is me.
What?
This is me.
Fancy. He's so fancy.
Fancy.
What?
I love
What is
it.
going on?
Where's it at?
What am I looking at?
It's on the side of the map.
Oh,
right.
the map. Where the fuck's the map?
You are very
Fancy.
fancy.
bruh.
This is me, bruh.
He's very fancy.
Scrooge McLion.
I've been a bank man since I was 22 years old.
He's Scrooge McLion. 100% he's Scrooge
That's me.
McLion. You walk back into your office, Leo. Your cane's leaning against the side of your desk. You look up, see your arcane timepiece on the wall that seems to be, because it being clouded, no one knows what time it is since the sun's not really out. So the only way to keep track of it is by magical watches. So you watch your arcane timepiece.
Do they not have mechanical clocks?
Not a lot of them. The gnomes make a shit ton of mechanical clocks, but it's hard to buy from gnomes is the problem. They like to keep all the shit they make. They like to, but you look at the clock and realize, it's about time to head over to the tavern. It's about drinking time.
So I'll head that way.
Time to head off to 3Bs.
God damn it. Owlbear Rodeo updated again, and all of my image tokens are just gone.
Yikes.
Being a gourmet is perfect because I can use the same image token for every character.
Well,
That's true.
I found him. Okay.
But you're a sorcerer now. You're not a fighter anymore.
Let me save an image and go to Google Drawings. Hold up.
Hold on. No, I think I got you.
I'm very excited because I found the perfect character arc.
I was really about to take the hobgoblin image, go to Google Drawings instead of a sword, give it a staff.
Honestly,
Genius.
A really
Hilarious.
bad staff.
I'm like, wow, some of these hobgoblin images are really cool, and some of them are not. Trying to find a good middle ground here. Actually, no, this one's kind of sick. This one I'm into. Hold on.
What?
I'm gonna drop this image. Hold on.
I
What?
just stole my image from the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Gunslinger?
Honestly, brilliant.
Mine is AI art.
Mine is also AI art.
The two sides of AI art.
Brilliant.
Yeah, our AI art is very different.
Where is y'all's?
He hasn't dropped it yet.
Ah. Yikes.
Got 2 money grabbers now.
That's what I look like walking out of that shop with 4 gold coins.
That's Gormesh. That's what he looks like.
No, this is me. But
Yeah,
you,
well, that is
you'll
Gormesh.
be surprised how right you are. But we'll get to that when it's my turn for character introductions.
That's funny.
Okay. I have found the image. I am loading the image. We are doing the thing. I'll be honest. I got semi-distracted looking at dragon art. We're back.
Like everybody.
Reese, what did you use to design the map?
I used
Question.
Incarnate, which is a website.
How you got these maps?
How do you feel about this for Gormesh, Sorcerer Gormesh art? How do you feel about this guy?
Word?
Oh,
Word?
Heck yeah.
looks kind of like the new
Much
Ganondorf.
cooler than I imagined.
Looks kind of like the new Ganondorf from Tears of the Kingdom.
Let me go give my character an orb instead of a staff to concentrate.
An
magic.
orb? Bro, let me ponder my orb real quick.
Let me ponder this orb real quick. Anyways,
Let me-
okay.
Let me say.
Rhodey
Chief.
heads off to go get himself a drink at 3B's.
I'm parched.
He goes get himself 3B's, or 3B's is what the locals call it, but the actual name of the tavern is Bailey's Buckets of Beer. 3B's.
Nice.
3B.
Okay, let me consult my sheet here.
He's consulting his shit.
Consult, please.
He's doing what?
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Outside of town, or rather, riding in slowly, with the wind beating against the back of his leather coat, in his attempt to keep his hat on his head as a harsh winter wind down the roadside. Moonarms. Oh, Coleman, would you like to describe your character?
Please call Coleman Moonarms.
I'm Moon Arms Johnson. I'm a
Really?
1/4 Dragonborn rogue. Just kidding. No, my name is.
crazy. I've got
Oh my
PTSD.
Oh Lord. No, this time I have chosen a wood elf character, and he will have some lore later that we'll get into. But he's actually he's very much a cowboy. He's pretty much just a tall wood elf with a
from
leather
the
hat
West.
on. He's got a leather jacket. He just looks like a cowboy. It looks like he just watched one Clint Eastwood movie, and that
And
he's
it's like,
stuck
I'm
with
in.
it. Like that's it. Then now he does have a guitar draped over his shoulder. He's got his 5-shooter that we'll call a 6-shooter on his belt, and but you can see right here on his neck.
I'm giving you music for this.
Oh, 1 second. Let me turn it up.
On his neck.
That's him. But he has got a tattoo on his neck right here that says ADTR.
Okay.
And his name is Ephesus. And yeah.
Ephesus.
Fire name.
Ephesus.
All right, emphasis.
You
Emphasis.
saunter slowly into town upon your fine steed. It's been a long, long ride from Zimmerel, where you picked up your last bounty. It is a cold and dangerous journey through the Chura forest, which you've had to travel through to get here. Really kind of slows down the ride, and it was cold as hell. Several days travel, you have entered into some farm land clearings where you see farmhouses instead set up with large rows of field all covered lightly with snow.
Am I
And in
walking
the
through like a
distance-
cornfield?
Yeah.
I'm definitely just taking ears of corn and throwing them into my my saddlebag.
Yeah, roll a
Evening.
D10.
D10. Okay. Frick, I didn't take my D10 out. Hey man. That is a 6.
On a 6, you get 6 ears of corn. You can deposit in there.
Amen.
You continue to ride through. You see off in the distance, just edging over the horizon, the
Oh no.
He froze.
Rose.
He did say it was cold outside, so give him a break.
Indeed. A man's just, what can he say? He spent too much time outside.
He see F
He ain't got a
sees a
thick
man
fur like me.
frozen out in the cornfield. It's just frozen,
Solid.
and he brings his leather jacket in a little bit tighter to keep warm. While he does that, he reaches around to his saddlebag for an ear of corn and he feeds it to his horse.
One night.
Oh, he's back.
I heard
He's back.
something. His video's
so back?
dead.
His video is back.
on.
Yeah, you're back.
Hey man.
Discord fully crashed.
Yeah.
Word.
I've closed it. I don't know how I'm talking to you guys.
Well, you're fully like your
Your
camera's fully working.
camera?
Like your
I-
The
camera's fully
application is
working.
closed.
Sometimes it. We. Oh,
Oh,
and
he
he's
froze
gone.
again.
Oh, you're frozen.
I think it finally realized it's not supposed to be on.
Oh shoot! I'm so out of here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny has to restart the server.
Oh, what's wrong?
It's so laggy. The water is split by your house in two. Like I'm Moses, bro.
Oh God.
What?
I've
Wait,
split
what
the
are
red.
y'all
Take a
playing?
picture.
Okay, hold on. I just went through a teleporter. Let's hope when I go back, it's still the same way.
Valheim?
Yeah.
Dog, what is happening?
Welcome
Hey,
back.
you're
I
back.
hear you again.
Oh, goodbye, Reese Crazy.
Bye bye, Reese
Oh,
Crazy.
It's so laggy, bruh. He's got to restart the server.
We're getting DDoS.
Oh, he's back.
No, I moved him back and forth
Oh.
to see if that would do anything.
Oh.
I know it's sad. False hope. Because sometimes all you need to do is change voice channels, then come back,
True.
and sometimes that fixes it. I don't think that will in his case, but I just tried.
Okay, let me go to the teleporter and see if it's fixed itself. Ethan, I just want you to know that Hog Island is thriving, okay?
It's thriving.
Oh, God.
There's nothing more I could ask for.
I just want you to know that.
And he's gone again.
What was my island called? I keep forgetting. Anson named it and then he left.
You what? Oh, y'all are still talking about the game.
Mine was No.
Was it Bang Your
That's
Mom
what I
Island? I
called
think it was Bang Your Mom Island.
I had No Island. I was going to build a house, and then I didn't build a house. And I was like, oh, okay.
No Island has been demolished, by the way.
No. Why?
Nate said he messaged you.
When? He never messaged me.
Nate.
Yes, I did. I messaged you on Discord
When?
forever ago. Like 2 weeks ago.
Let me see this. Hold up.
Okay, hold on, wait. It's not as bad as it was, but it's still split.
It's not on here. It's not
It's
on
not
here.
all. We talked, bruh. Okay, it's not as bad. Hold on, wait.
He's so back.
He's crazy.
Coleman, I'm sending you the. Oh, I didn't mean to send that.
Whoa, that's big.
Wait.
Oh.
See if I can get it when it's really.
Am I here?
You're back. Yeah, you're
Yes.
back. Oh, it's not
Yeah.
the same.
The
I went to
app
the teleporter and it changed it.
reopened after downloading 26 updates. So
Nice. You just needed an update, dog.
I just need an update, I guess. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Ephesus.
What?
You can see the townscape spreading out before you as you ride over the hill. You have been through Moontown once before, headed in the other direction. You haven't been this far south in a long time.
Yeah.
And probably don't want to go much further south because past Moontown, just a little further past the Softlands where Moontown is located, is the Volumok Swamp, and you don't want to go anywhere near the Volumok Swamp.
What's in the Volumok Swamp, I think to myself.
As you're riding, you kind of probably take a moment to ponder the bounty you picked up, and what is bringing you in this direction. Back in Zimmerel, which is a wood elven settlement here on Tralion, where after the effects of the last great Dark Elf War, some wood elves fled the old continent to come here and start a different life for themselves. It's a much different atmosphere in Zimmerel. The contract was pretty simple. You were sent to apprehend some crazy cultist who had run off into the Shura after killing a couple people in Zimmerel. And then part of the way down, you picked up another contract, not the classic bounty board contract, but one you heard a gentleman requested by name. A gentleman was swindled out of some money by a smooth talking hobgoblin by the name of Gormesh.
Oh Lord.
And offered you a pretty penny to apprehend this fella. So it's kind of lucky double stakes for you as you come into town here.
So I've already dropped my other bounty offer, am I?
No, you're looking for that one too. This just happened that you got this little one on the side that you could also round up. The Gormesh one didn't give you nearly as much money as this cultist fellow killed some people in Zimmerel. They were offering 500 gold for his head. So,
gotcha. So
it's
he's
a
dead.
pretty.
I killed him.
You can kill him if you find him.
Okay.
But as you
Reese,
ride
I'm
this
at
way,
the bar getting drunk, and I think to myself, that Gormesh is a swindler.
you're like, he does a lot of things, but it ain't paperwork. You know?
But it ain't paperwork, bud. Let me tell you. I may be taking cash under the table. I mean, he's short enough. He's under the table, so he can't take it anywhere else. But he's taking cash under the table.
You're thinking to yourself, I certainly don't pay him enough to live, so he's got to get money from somewhere.
He's making money from somewhere. I just paid him in 4 coin.
I paid him 4 gold. That was the first time I paid him in 6 months. So I mean,
Technically, he didn't even pay him. The other person did.
the other
Right.
that's right.
I wouldn't have either.
I was wondering, it's like, are you gonna give him a cut or no?
Probably not. Anyways,
Oh well.
as you ride into town, what's old Ephesus pondering as he saunters on his horse. Also, quick note: what's the name of your horse?
Ruby.
Ruby. Well, you and Ruby are sauntering along. What's old Ephesus pondering?
Well, before he ponders anything, he reaches
Ponders
back
his
into
orb.
the saddlebag, takes out an ear of corn, shucks it right quick, and he brushes off the ice because I guess there's ice on it too.
Yeah, it's
Also
very cold.
It's also raw.
And he reaches around and he's like, "Here you go, Ruby. Here's some dinner." And he holds it there
He
while
gives
Ruby
Ruby a
takes
reach
some bites
around.
off. All right. Ruby is pleased.
Pleased with the reach around.
But I start pondering where I could go in this town, and I've only been here once before. Where I can go to see if there's any bounty posters or anything at.
There is one bounty board here in town that is also outside the only tavern in town, Threebies, as the locals call it. Although you remember last time you came through here that Moontown, being as peaceful and as small a town as it, there is rarely, if ever, actually a bounty on that bounty board. But maybe it'd be worth stopping for a drink. It's definitely cold out. You feeling the wind even through that like thick leather duster you've got on. It's cold out here.
Well, Ruby, why don't we stop in and get ourselves a drink?
You hear kind of whew, in agreement. A lot of personality in this horse. You saunter into town slowly. You can look out over the water. You see the occasional, even in this intense cold, you still see the occasional fishing vessel out there on the water. That seems to be the majority of how people of Moontown make their money, and so it just makes sense that all year round they're out there casting away. You see some water genasi sailors throwing nets over the side, and another ship of a couple lizard folk sailors doing the same thing as they toss nets over the side. They wave at each other, knowing each other pretty well. Very quaint little town. Every time you pass somebody, you see that they quickly wave, "Hi, how are you?" Everyone seems to know one another.
I tip my hat to all the ladies.
Tip your hat to all the ladies. Give me just a flat charisma check. Just a D20 plus your charisma modifier.
An 11.
11's not like, it's not like a critical failure situation. 11's like a pretty stable. So like every other woman kind of gives you mine and nods back to you and flashes you a smile, but it's not you're not drawing the eyes of every lady you see, but you saunter your way through town and quickly pull up at Threebies, which you can already smell the food coming outside and the strong smell of ale. There's a little post for you to type your horse at. You look over at the bounty board, and you do see there actually is one bounty on there.
I saunter on over and pull it off the board.
You pull the bounty off the board. You see, it's not a traditional bounty. They're not looking for someone in particular. It just reads, creature in the woods needs killing. Willing to pay whatever.
He just slips it on into his satchel.
All right. You slip it onto your satchel, make your way inside. A minute you get in, there's a warm, crackling fire, quickly heats you up from the brisk cold outside. And there's all sorts of cheering and people talking. You see there's a couple card games being played in the corner, a couple games of dice being played in another corner. This very beautiful fire genasi woman with black hair that kind of comes down into like an ombre red that just almost kind of looks like it's on fire as she tends the bar, slinging ales back and forth to people. And at this very same bar, you see a very tall, distinguished-looking Leonin sitting, sipping on an ale. Or whatever. What would Leo be drinking on?
Alcoholic milk.
I am drinking a dirty martini. I'm drinking a slutty martini right now.
Okay, yeah. A pond water martini. Understood.
Okay, I understand.
It is 90%.
You can't see through that bitch with the amount of.
It's just you look over and see Leonin eating a cup of olives out of a martini glass.
Yep, pretty much. That's me.
That's me. That is me in real life.
That's me in real life.
Oh Lord. Well, I walk on up to the bartender. I say, "Hola, hombre."
Hey, bartender, I brought a jar of olives. Can you just fill this with gin and vodka?
That's right.
She goes, "How you doing? Good looking. What can I get you?"
I'd like a glass of wood elven whiskey for me and some high elven brandy for the lady outside. And I point to my horse.
And she goes, "Coming right up. Give me just one moment. It's kind of busy in here tonight." And you see after a few seconds that she's slinging drinks back and forth. She walks over, hands you one brandy, one whiskey. I can't attest to the quality. You only get one barrel of Winnipeg whiskey a year, but hopefully it's pretty decent.
It'll suffice. And can also get a jar of them olives over there.
I'm sorry. You'd have to take that up with Mr. Leo. The olives are specifically his.
All right.
I just give her
Sounds
the
good.
thumbs up, slurping down my olives.
She goes, "All right." She hands you a jar of olives.
Well, I go out and I slip the high elven brandy to Ruby, and I throw in some olives in
Quickly slurps that up.
there. And
I like that
she
more.
takes it like a
Yeah.
boss. She takes it like
Yeah.
a boss.
She does not face her at all.
And then I head back in with my
Any passerby, I will even say, no check needed for Leo. You watch a horse drink brandy like it's been drinking brandy since the day it was born.
and I head back inside. I grab my glass of whiskey, and I go and sit down with the Leon, and I say, "Howdy there, sir. What's your name?"
Leo. People just call me Leo.
Leo. Oh, what do you do for work around here, Leo? And I slide some olives his way.
Thank you. I own the bank.
You own the bank.
I own the bank.
You must know a lot of folks around here then.
Yeah, and I stand up and I roar because I'm a lion man,
Mm-hmm.
and I want everyone to be like, "Oh, Leo."
Yeah, everybody in the bar immediately like, "Leo, how's it going?" You see that one of like a small lizard folk sailor comes on over and he goes, "Oh, Leo, I meant to come over today, but I got kind of busy. I just wanted to thank you for yeah, I know you don't like it when we point it out, but that little gift from the winter fairies that I got in the mail for the family, that really did help us given the winter season and all that. So I really did appreciate it."
Of course, not a problem.
He heads off, sits back down, and starts drinking another ale with one of his friends.
Oh man, I take a sip of my my whiskey. I say, I'm here looking for some folks. It seems like you may know them, or if there's even a chance, you probably do know them. First off, there's supposed to be some kind of cultist around here. He's wanted back in Zimmeril, and I'm here to. I got to get a little talking to him, if you know what I mean.
This cultist is a wood elf by the name of Kiad.
Say what?
By the name of Kiad.
Yeah.
Like
Kiad?
Chad, but not quite.
What fancy?
Kiad.
Gigas Kiad? You talking about Gigas Kiad?
By the name of Kiad. Wood elven fella.
Heard the name. Don't really know him personally.
Actually, Leo, roll a history check.
All right, 1 second.
Checking databases. May know.
Pulls out a Rolodex.
Mm.
All right, let me roll real quick. I got a 14.
Yeah, on a 14, you remember a guy named Kiad coming into town like 2 weeks ago? He was in town for like maybe a day and then disappeared into the Chura forest somewhere. And no one's seen hide or hair of him since.
Word.
You do know, though, I will say you don't have to roll a check for this. You do know that if anybody did know where he was, there's one fella by the name of Indigo Jack, who spends a lot of time in the Chura.
Word.
Who would be able to track him down for you, but
All right, so, I'm not exactly sure where he is. Saw him a few weeks ago, but you might want to talk to Indigo Chad.
Indigo Jack.
No, I said what I said. And I expect someone like to correct
Yeah.
me.
Bailey goes Jack. Indigo
Oh yeah,
Jack.
him. Sorry, so many names. I would talk to him. He might know who to talk to find your guy.
All right, so I'm looking for an Indigo Chad Jack. All right.
Correct. That's him.
Does he go by Chad or does he just go by Indigo?
One of them. I don't know.
All right.
I don't really talk to him, to be honest.
He whips out like a little notepad and starts, writing down. And I'm also here for this is more of a personal call. For someone by the name of Gormesh.
My eyes get really big. One or two.
Excuse me?
Gormesh 1 or Gormesh 2?
Which one seems to be more conniving?
They're the same thing.
Okay, then I guess.
I don't know. There's not much of a difference between them.
You do know that he told you that he's a hobgoblin.
And he's a hobgoblin. Does that change anything?
Nope.
Okay.
2 hobgoblins, 2 gourmets.
So I'm looking for thing 1 and thing 2.
All right. Then you're gonna want to go.
Actually,
I don't know. He works for me, but I don't actually know
Works for you?
where
Actually,
he lives or what he does on his
Leo,
off time.
You would know that both of the Gormeshes live on the outskirts of town with an elderly herbalist. Some people call her a witch, but her name is Ma Hanma, and they live with her.
Yeah, so I don't know where they live. I'm not sure about that.
Roll a deception check.
I roll anything against?
Yeah, you'll roll insight.
I rolled a 19 plus 1.
So a 20?
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20 on a deception check, okay.
Oh man. 13.
13, yeah, I mean, he doesn't seem to know where he lives.
Alright.
Hearing... I'm gonna get up from the table
Mhm.
and be like, excuse me, I've gotta go use the bathroom. A lot of olives. And I'm gonna go to the bar.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to tell the lady at the bar that someone needs to tell Gormesh that someone's after them.
Bailey goes, who the hell would be after Gorbash?
Guy over there. The guy over there with the hat.
Okay, well,
he gave his
I
horse
mean,
brandy.
Who do you want me to send
He
out
gave his
here?
horse brandy. That guy.
You see that she looks down the bar and
Do
goes,
I see any of this happening?
You see them having a conversation. You could roll perception to see if you could hear over the room. It would be very high though, because there's a lot of chatter going on. So
That is a 23. I rolled an 18.5 plus 5.
yeah, that's
Jesus.
that's the DC was 20, but I will say on a 23 for sure. You hear her being like, "Someone needs to tell Gormesh to get out of town." You also see both Leo and Ephesus both see Bailey look down the bar, let out a quick whistle, and a half-orc fellow looks back at her, and she goes, "Could you go give Gormesh a visit and tell him to disappear for a little bit?" And he goes, yeah, okay, I guess, yeah. You see he slams the rest of his beer, sits it down, stands up, and saunters off into the cold.
I would like to finish the rest of my whiskey, and throw my business card out on the table, along with the coin for the drinks and the olives.
Okay.
And I want to start tailing him.
All right, yeah. Give me a
I
give
yell
me
on
a
the way
stealth
out.
check.
Those olives are at least worth $2.
I throw out $2. I throw out a 5. I throw out a 5er.
You threw out 5. I mean, I'll be honest. The 2 drinks and the olives are worth a silver. Okay, like
I flipped 2 silver over there.
okay, you put 2 silver out. Okay,
No tip?
give me a stealth check.
Okay. That is a dirty 20. I rolled a 14 plus 6.
A dirty 20, 14 plus 6. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this guy does not notice you at all as you slip out. You see that Ruby kind of looks up at you, realizes it's a tail situation, nods, and then goes just right back to what she was doing.
I pat her on the butt real quick. Stay tight. Or sit tight, sit tight.
You start to follow this guy as he wanders just outside of town off into kind of the edge of the forest. And that's where
horse
we're going
crouches,
to
sneaking behind you.
leave Ephesus.
Yeah, the horse crouches and sneaks behind you.
And we are going to jump to the inside of a cave. All right. Horrible, awful screams being echoed throughout it.
Can we get a
It is
sample?
dark, dim. It far off in the distance, you hear and then the of blood as it is splattered across the cave floor. And then the heavy thump of metal boots hitting hard cave floor as something moves through the dark toward you. Ethan, would you like to describe your character?
So, my character is Gormesh the Toost again. I am a very small 2.5 foot kobold.
Wait, Gormesh the
very-
set Toost is the kobold? Interesting.
Yes.
We love it. We love it.
So, I'm very weak looking. I look very impressionable. My eyes are always kind of teary. And that's about it.
Oh, and you have a sick ass tattoo.
I do have a sick ass tattoo, but I'm scared of drawing attention to myself, so I keep it covered by a robe.
Gormesh.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You've been waiting to do that.
That sound planned.
You kobolds have dark vision. That's correct,
That is
right?
so true.
Yeah. So you are able to see pretty deep into this cave as you hear the steady doof, doof, doof of footsteps moving towards you. You heard the splatters of blood. The screams have gone silent. And then out of the dark shadow of your vision at the end of the cave, you see first appearing through the shadow a long, serrated blade, followed by a single boot that steps out of the shadow, and then a helm-covered head that steps forward, terrifying, covered in blood, but not standing all that much taller than you. You know what this is. You know who this is. You've heard the tales of the Cobalt Slayer before.
What?
You see
Run
that
immediately.
it starts. You take off running, and you hear the pace quicken as it darts towards you incredibly quickly. You're moving as fast as you can. It's moving as fast as it can. It seems demonic at its speed. It's you know you're fast, and this thing seems to be catching up with you, and you don't understand how, and you can just somehow feel the reach of that blade closing and closing and closing, and you just peek over your shoulder at the very last minute to see the serrated blade of a blood-covered glaive swinging down at you, and you wake up covered in sweat, laying in a bed with the window wide open, a cold wind and snow blowing in, and a voice calling from below, going, Gormash, could you jump down here, please?
Just 1 second.
Reese, that was cool. I appreciate the callback.
I kneel down. I kneel down in front of my bed and I go, please, oh, the Gormash, please help take these dreams away from me. I'm so sorry. And then I go, yep, okay, I'm done. And then I just go downstairs.
You go downstairs. Okay. You make your way downstairs. You look around as you make your way down a very quaint little cabin room. It's a second-story room of a beautiful log cabin. There are 2 beds up here, one for you and the other one for Gormash. Very basic. There seems to be one trunk in the room that both of you, quote unquote, share, even though you don't even have anything you put in it. It's just all of Gormesh's stuff that goes in there.
Well, I could wear it if I wanted to. We're twins,
but yeah, you could wear it if you wanted to, but like you don't. You're more simplistic
I
inside.
choose not to.
Yeah, you choose not to, and that's fair. That's 100% fair. You make your way down the staircase into the sort of like dining and living area of this little cabin. You see there's a very simple little setup of chairs and tables and a small little couch around a coffee table and a little wood burning fireplace that it's one of those like metal like cylindrical fireplaces that kind of sit in the middle of the room, and the chimney goes off to like the corner of the house. And laying on the table in front of you, you see a horribly injured, covered in blood, young Earth Genasi boy. Maybe 13 or 14. You see he's got claw marks all over his body. He's screaming in pain. There's a huge bite mark taken out of his shoulder. And standing above him is this elderly Earth Genasi woman with a long cloak, beautiful hair kind of tied back. It's very like it's like earthen brown and has like streaks of gray running through it to let you know her age. Her skin looks very much like rocky and kind of craggy, but this very kind of like polished stone kind of look to it. And you see she is trying to hold this boy down as he is screaming, and she looks at you and goes, "Can I get a little bit of help, please?"
Oh boy, I wish Gormish were here. He'd be a lot more help than me. And I hold his arms and his legs by like laying on top of him in a plank position.
Okay, give me an athletics check. It won't be a lot. It won't be very high DC. This is a young boy.
This is only a 9.
DC was 10. This kid kicks you right the fuck off.
Man, kids these days are so chipper.
You slam her to the floor, and she goes, calm down, it's gonna be okay, Percy, you've got to calm down. And he's screaming and thrashing, and you see just blood pouring from these wounds all over his body as his heart rate picks up as he's screaming in pain, and you see the color in his face draining rapidly as he's quickly losing blood. And she goes, Gorbash, just knock him out.
Hold on. Let me see if I can finally do this. I'm gonna use one key point.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try the hand of healing him.
Okay. Do you roll for HP for that, or?
It's 1d4 plus 1.
Okay, yeah, roll the d4.
That's 4 total.
4 total. Okay. You see the color in his face quickly comes back and then starts to drain again, and you notice that although it seems that your healing brought vitality back to him, his wounds did not close. For some reason they are still wide open and pouring blood. And he's screaming, but what you did is keeping him alive somewhat longer, but he's still freaking out and pouring blood onto the floor.
Okay, my fault, and I just Judy chop him right in the neck and knock him out.
Okay, you just boom. No roll necessary. He's being pinned down by a much stronger woman. He's a child. You click him one at a time. He just passes out under the table. You see his wounds
adds 1 to the kill count.
He's pouring blood onto the table. She goes, "All right, thank you very much. Could you run into the garden and grab me some wolf's bane and some nightshade, please?" And you see she runs over, grabs a mortal and pestle, starts to throw a couple. You see her throw a bunch of different stuff in there and start mixing it around. Pour some honey. You see bees kind of just like swarm around her a little bit, but they never actually sting her. You just see there's just like a steady, just like maybe 6 or 7 bees that are just steadily flying in a circle pattern around her. You run out to the garden. Give me a nature check.
Can I do it with? Never mind. I already have.
You can do it with advantage because you've lived here.
I was gonna ask with disadvantage because I'm stupid.
I will say it would. I'm gonna say it would be with disadvantage because you're stupid, but also you've lived here long enough that it would make it a flat roll.
Word. Oh my gosh, that's a 6.
On a 6,
Like
yeah, you just grab a handful of herbs, you just pull them up, run inside. She goes,
This is Carrot Top.
that's thyme. You grab 2 handfuls of thyme. And it doesn't matter. Give it here. And she throws that in the mixture, muddles it around. You see that she's under her breath chanting some sort of some sort of weird incantation as she's muddling this stuff. You see she pulls out this disgusting looking earthy paste and starts to rub it over the wounds on his body. As she continues to chant some magic, and you see that the paste kind of like glows with some sort of weird, like green, eerie, arcane light. It quickly dies down, and still the wounds are wide open on this kid as he's bleeding out on the table. And after a few seconds of chanting, you see that the color finally drains out completely, and he stops the chanting, looks down, blood all over the floor and on her, looks up at you and goes, good morning.
Have you seen Gormesh?
Yeah, he had the headache. He got a call from the bank. He had some business to take care of.
Oh boy, maybe they'll finally approve us being able to go get our own place together. Just me and Gormesh.
Right, yeah. Yeah, could you do me a favor, Gormesh? Would you mind running into town for me? And yeah, would you mind running into town and going and finding Mr. Leo?
I'll do my best.
About that exact same time, Gormesh the First again enters the door. Gormesh the First again. You come into a room, seeing a dead Genasi boy on your kitchen table, covered in wounds, and both Mahanma, the woman who somewhat raised you, and your best bud and twin, Gormesh the Toost, both covered in blood.
What happened to you guys?
I was
What did
just
I-
helping. I was just helping Mrs. over here. You know, we had to come get this boy.
I'm sure you did a great job, buddy.
I did my best, but you know, I'm not very smart.
You did what a Gormish would.
Thanks, Gormash.
She goes, all right, both of you, I need you to go into town and get Mr. Leo and come back here as quickly as possible. I've got to go talk to Percy's parents.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much, lads. You see that she grabs a white cloth and begins to wrap up Percy's body. Could you both please roll insight checks with advantage?
This is so not a fun introduction. for
That
me.
was so sad.
I got a 17.
I also got a 17.
We are the same.
Both of you on that insight checks think that you guys both know from living with her for a long time. Mahanma, you both know her very well. And despite both of you being absolute idiots, you do know when she's a little worried about something, and she's a little more worried than you've ever seen her. But you both can head on into town with no problem.
Gormash, you know, I feel like if I died all that time ago before you saved me, maybe that kid wouldn't have died. You know, maybe I could have just.
Don't say that, Gormish. We all make mistakes sometimes, and sometimes some mistakes are worse than the others. But it happens to all of us.
You're right, Gormash.
As long as you keep your faith in Gormish, things will be okay.
You're completely right, and just immediately dropped to my knees in the middle of the road.
I join him in prayer with the Gormish.
And prayer to the Gormish.
I'll walk in and put my gun out. Well, I found you on your knees, son.
Yet about that time, Ephesus, you see two people in full prayer in the middle of the road in pouring snow.
God. But is this real or is this a joke?
No, for real, because you were headed this direction. You see, both of the Gormeshes, you guys see this half-orc gentleman rushing up to you and goes, thank goodness I found you guys. You guys gotta hide. There's some dude looking for you.
Gormish, go back to the house very fast. I mean, book it.
No, don't go that way. He knows you're there. You've got to go somewhere else.
We gotta go find Mr. Leo.
I'll find Mr. Leo. That's not a problem. You guys gotta... Wait, hold on. Why do you gotta find Mr. Leo?
The missus needed him.
Mahanma needed him?
She had some unfortunate news to go tell some poor kid's parents, and she has sent us on our way to go find Mr. Leo first. We do not know what yet.
I think he's finally gonna let us get our house.
Maybe.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly it. Anyways,
You two know
where Mr. Leo's house is, right?
Of course, I look up, very much up, at my twin brother. And I go, we know where that is.
We sure do, buddy.
And he goes, yeah, why don't you guys go to Mr. Leo's house, and I'll go get Mr. Leo from the bar and tell him to meet you there.
That would be perfect.
One question. Where's Mr. Leo's house?
You know where the bank is?
I'll listen intently to this.
You know where the bank is?
Yeah, well, I got a good idea. We know where the bank is.
Okay, well, literally directly next door.
Thank you for directions. We can handle it from here.
I take
Okay,
off towards
great.
the bank.
You take up towards the bank. Okay. This you see this guy turns around and bursts through the snow, heading for the center of town. And that is where we're gonna leave the Gormeshes. What a great introduction to the Gormeshes. I thought I know that was a little intense, but I thought because you both were so stupid that I had to give you the most intense intro because
This could not have gone any better.
Because it would have been so light by the way that both of you were done.
I just wanted to get deep for some reason and then just bring it right back.
Yeah, that was so good. Anyways, we're gonna jump from there. We leave you guys. We will jump a little bit to the west, of Mahanma's house, into a clearing on the edge of the Chura, where a simple ranger awaits a meeting. Blake, would you like to describe your character?
Well, y'all saw the picture. He's an Air Genasi, light, like blue hair, basically close to the sky on a clear day. Wearing a breezy, like shoulder cape, and he's adorned with light armor, leather that has like been tanned and colored. But it always looks like his cape is fluttering in the wind. Same with his hair, because he is an Air Genasi and basically
It actually do be
is
fluttering in the wind.
in tune with the wind at all times. A long, sleek bow and a sword at his side. And he's an archer, and he carries 2 quivers, one on his back and one on his hip.
Hell yeah. Daxley,
Yep.
like you said, you're in light armor and just a shoulder cape, and that's because to an Air Genasi, even cold winds are still just wind, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's just wind.
the cold weather that is beating down upon this land gives you no chase. You are in no way uncomfortable as you stand here, kind of on the edge of the forest line, looking at this clearing.
And he sits there, unbreathing.
Just
because if
being
he were
cool
to
as shit.
breathe, it would sting his lungs.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he has. I don't know that he per se has lung. I don't know. Air Genasi are weird.
You sit there so calmly and quietly and without a breath that the occasional winter bird just kind of lands on you.
Yeah.
Just fluttering and landing, and it's just kind of chilling out.
I pull out some of the like dried seeds from my rations and just set it on the ground nearby. Yeah.
Feeding some birds. As a scout for the Ekrars, you know that this time of the year, monsters naturally migrate a little more south, and the Chura is a big stopping point for a lot of them. So it's a great place for you to kind of like set up to scout. But at the same time, here in the Chura, and at this time of year, there are several farmers or ranchers really from Zimmerel who try to move their herds, since Zimmerel's further north. They try to move them from the the more harsh parts of the winter weather to kind of further south, where it's still cold but maybe not as dangerous. And they kind of pay you to scout areas for their herds to rest and graze. And so you're looking over this massive expanse of open land, this beautiful clearing. It's kind of like a perfect location. And you found this place weeks ago and sent word ahead, and you're waiting here now for them to appear. And after probably another half hour or so, I'm not sure how long you've been here, but probably since pretty early in the morning, after another half hour or so, you see a rider crest over the hill on horseback, and then another rider crest over the hill into the clearing, and then behind them, this beautiful herd of triceratops are being brought in onto the landscape, and several ranchers and riders kind of circling around them, moving the herd in a specific direction, kind of closing them into the area. It's kind of very cool to watch as you see all of these ranch hands and cowboys kind of circle off fucking dinosaurs and move them into the clearing one at a time. And then after another 20 minutes of you kind of watching these guys do this, one spots you standing in the tree line and kind of rides in your direction, and you see he's waving and goes, hey, Daxley. And you recognize this guy as where's my notes? As Bale. Bale is one of the ranch hands here for Mr. Vross, who owns all of these guys. You've been working with Mr. Vross for years. You've kind of been doing this same gig over and over again. And Bale rides up and he's like, hey, dude, you crushing again this year. This place is kind of perfect. I don't know how you keep finding these places. Kind of beautiful out here.
Well, I do have a knack for the forest and all of the clearings.
That's the first time you've made a sound in like 2 hours. You see all the birds just freak the fuck out. Just scatter in every direction. just shark on.
Well, we'll be back.
But he goes, yeah, you any luck finding monsters since you've been down here?
Like there is a small pile behind me, but it's like a wild boar and maybe like a wolf.
Yeah.
Nothing terrible. Nothing. I just switched back to DK.
DK, yeah.
That's not what I want right now. Nothing terrible. Nothing out of ordinary for the woods. No monsters per se, just beasts.
Oh, okay. So haven't even really found your big catch this year.
No wyverns or other no dire wolves, but just a regular.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll find something. You always do. And you see, as you sitting there talking to you, you see another rider kind of approach. This older elf, long black hair, pulled back in a ponytail underneath a cowboy hat. You recognize this as Mr. Vross, and he rides up and goes, Daxley, I mean, every single time you hit the nail on the head. I don't know what to say, man. It's just I could send 20 scouts of my own men this way, and I'd never find a place this nice. He quickly flips you a bag of 50 gold.
Ooh, nice. That was player reaction, not character reaction.
Yeah. He goes, I mean,
appreciated.
Every year, man, you just kind of crush it out here.
It's part of the job.
Quick question. How versed would you say you are in like animal wounds?
Animal wounds.
Yeah, like wounds made by an animal. Could you identify like an animal by the wound it left on somebody? Maybe.
Perhaps.
One of our ranchers on the way down when we were coming through the Chura, he was one of our night scouts. He got eat up bad by something. He's still alive, but is real sick and kind of in a bad way. And we never found what it was that got him, you know. So we came further this way. We had to keep moving the herd, you know. And I was like, when we find Daxley, maybe you being a guy who literally hunts monsters, maybe you would know what had gotten them, you know?
Understood.
He's like, he'll be coming over the ridge in just a second. You see a wagon being pulled over the ridge. He's like, he's in the back of that wagon over there. His name is Milo. Milo, and he's pretty He's pretty out of it. I'll be honest with you. He's kind of feverish, and so he probably won't give you much trouble. But he got eat up by something bad. So you want to take a look at it, I'll throw in another 10 gold if you can, maybe ease the pain some and tell me what the hell what the hell it was.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
You head that way. Crawl in the back of this wagon real quick. And see this young elven boy, probably if you had to guess, it's hard to tell with elves, but if you had to guess, he's probably only like 35, which is pretty young for an elf, Sitting wrapped up in a whole lot of bandages and bundles. You see he's sweating feverishly. And you can see even though he's got bandages on, you can see beneath the bandages these terrible slash marks. Something got him fully across the chest, one across this arm really bad. And then on his shoulder, you see, just because whoever wrapped it didn't know exactly how to wrap properly around his shoulder, you see this huge sort of bite mark on his shoulder.
Gotcha.
You can use either like nature, survival, or even I'll let you do medicine, whichever one's better for you.
Okay, so I accidentally clicked perception and rolled a natural 20. Can I use that for my nature roll?
You know what? Sure, I'll allow it.
Okay, so it's 20 plus 4.
On a natural 20 plus 4, that's 24, damn. On a 24, you start looking this over. You start like clicking things off that it's not,
Yeah.
I
pull a knife and just gently remove the bandage on the shoulder so I can rebandage it.
Yeah.
Better.
As you start to rebandage, you like look at the shape of like the jaw mark on his shoulder.
Yeah.
First thought, you're like, okay, looks like some sort of like canine, the way like the jaw is shaped, kind of got him. You immediately are like dire wolf maybe, but then you're like, it's kind of big for a dire wolf. You see like the two like fangs are like
I pack the puncture wounds with gauze.
Yeah. And you see like the two
which I say this is going to hurt. That's not the voice. What am I doing? This is going to hurt.
You see he just mutters something feverishly. He's kind of super out of it. And you see the two like fang marks from like where the front fangs of a wolf would be are like a solid 6 inches apart. Whatever this thing was, its mouth was fucking
giant.
huge. That got him. The slash marks once again remind you of a dire wolf, but just everything about it looks dire wolf to you, but just bigger. It looks like everything about it. These are wolf marks, wolf jaw, but it was whatever it was a big ass wolf, maybe some sort of like old alpha that's grown all of its life or something. But it was big and ready to hunt. It probably, I'll say, even on that nat 20, it'll kind of carry over to an insight for you where you think if it was a dire wolf, there should have been more than one because they hunt in packs.
Yeah.
And also, if it were going for food, attacking this guy when you had like a herd of animals to go for wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense. So there's just part of it that it's kind of confusing, but from the look, you think it's wolf or canine of some kind.
Okay.
But it's more telling to you that you can't place it exactly on like a nat 20 because of how big it is.
Okay. This was a large creature. Canine, possibly direwolf. Old direwolf. If it is. I can't exactly place what animal it is, but it is a large canine.
You see that Vross goes.
Possibly one we've never seen.
Vross goes, yeah, I mean, the Chura's pretty old, so that would kind of make sense. There's a lot of animals in there that people like have never heard of before. So that's concerning. Do you think he'll make it?
I've packed the wound and They were deep puncture marks. Packed those to staunch bleeding. I he needs medical attention. Seek a cleric.
He
It's
goes,
the
"Yeah, I'll
best
head
I
in.
can offer.
We'll head into town as soon as we can. See if we can find somebody who can patch him up." Um. Hey.
He,
I know I said I'll give you another 10 if you could identify it, but I'll throw in another 50 if you can fucking find it. Okay. I
I will
will
do my
say.
best to kill if
I will
I
say.
find it.
Daxley, knowing that he can't place it, he would know that there's possibly one guy who could, and that is Indigo Jack, who you know pretty
Yeah, I had a
well.
feeling.
Indigo Jack
I will
spends
speak with Indigo Jack.
he
He's
spends 90% of the year in the Chura already.
Mm.
So if anybody knows, it would be him.
level 20 Hermit Ranger Indigo Jack.
You you see that Vross nods to you. He goes, "We'll set up camps for the night. Hopefully it's no big deal. You wanna, Daxley, it's just good to see you. You wanna head into town with me and Bale and grab a drink while I
Sure.
hopefully find someone to patch up this kid."
Sure.
All right.
I stand up, and I'm assuming it because you said it's very cold. It's been snowing.
Yeah, it's
I
very cold.
stand up, and just the snow falls off my legs, shoulders, and I shake my hair. And it's just snow powder everywhere. It's like,
Yeah, it's no matter.
sorry for that. I've been watching over this field all morning.
He goes, "Oh, yeah, no problem." You see that he gives a quick whistle, and one of the other ranch hands brings over an empty horse. He's like, "You need a ride?"
Sure.
He hands you the reins, and you guys can trot on into town to find yourself a drink. Jesse, are you here? I take it he's not. Okay, we can introduce him later. It's okay. Leo.
Yes.
Nary 20 minutes, maybe a half hour after you sent somebody to go find the Gormishes, you see the very same half orc burst into the room and he goes, "So things aren't good. Things are not good. I don't think the Gormishes are in danger. I told them to hide at your house."
My house?
"Well, I didn't know where else to send them."
Anywhere but my house.
"Where else?
Where
else
the
should they go?"
Gormishes?
What do you mean?
I immediately stand up and run as fast as I can towards my house.
He goes,
I'm talking like I always go full lion and get on all fours. I am.
You see he starts sprinting after you. "One more thing, though. One more thing."
I fully put the brakes on.
You see that he can't slow himself down this time and tumbles into the snow. He stands
Amateur.
up. Ma Hanma was looking for you. She said she told the Gormishes to find you. I said I'd find you instead if they'd go hide at your house.
Oh, for freak's sake.
Apparently, whatever it was bad. Somebody's kid is dead. I didn't get who from the Gormishes, but I mean, it can't be good.
I'm fully like scrunch face, chin open, like he just casually dropped that there's a child dead.
He goes, you see that he kind of pauses and the adrenaline rush kind of like slows down for a second. And he goes, "Wait, whose kid is dead?"
You're.
And then he goes, wait. You see that he starts counting kids that are living in the town because everybody knows each other here.
Yeah.
That's very close knit. And he goes, "I haven't seen Percy today." Percy's mom and dad are on a fishing boat right now.
We'll deal with this in a minute. I have to get to the Gormishes, and I take off running.
Okay, you take off running towards your house. Gormishes.
Yeah.
I stop. Hold on. I stop. I turn around, and I tell him, "Go to the dock. And when they get back from the fishing boat, break the news.
He goes, all right,
Tell them if they
you
need
got it.
anything, come see me.
You got it, Mr. Rhodey. He heads toward the docks. This exchange all happens. Daxley, you hear this exchange happening as you and the other ranchers are riding up to the tavern.
All right.
You take off to the house. Gormeshes.
Yep.
You
I was like,
guys,
I hope everything's all right. There's a kid dead.
you guys are
I
out.
look over to oh, what the fuck's his name? The guy that was with me.
Ross.
Ross. Yeah.
He goes, oh man, that's terrible. I mean, winter on Pralion, man, monsters are all over the damn place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a tough world out there.
it's very, very. He hops down, heads inside to get a drink. Gormeshes,
follow.
you guys were sent to Leo's house, but don't have a way to get inside, so you guys are just standing outside the front door. Do either one of you want to try to break in?
I do.
Great
All
question.
right. How would you break in? Are you gonna try to like classic pick the
Wait,
lock, or
What if I
what's
just
your-
try to like open one of the windows and get Small Gormish to climb inside, then unlock the door from
Is
inside?
there a chimney?
There is a chip. There's actually two chimneys. This is a gigantic house.
Gormish! Gormish! I
I
can
have-
get in the chimney.
I have slightly more intelligence than a Small Gormish. I go, Gormish, that is not a very good idea. You will get very hurt.
What do you mean?
Falling down a chimney is a big drop. Big drops can hurt.
Okay.
I whisper from
I like
around
that
the
he's not thinking
corner.
about the fact, what if there's a fire going?
That's what I was gonna say. I whisper around the corner, and what if there's a fire going?
Make a perception check.
My perception is plus 1. That's a
Wait,
15.
Are we in direct sunlight?
No, it's very cloudy. I mean, it's
Okay.
like pouring snow, winter. What did both of the Gormeshes and Ephesus get on
I rolled a
their perception
15.
checks?
I got a 6.
Wait, I have to roll one too.
I mean, you don't know what you got a 13. Is that what you said?
I got a 15.
Oh, a 15. You see black smoke coming out of both of the chimneys.
Woo! Yeah, probably not
I
a
got
good
a
idea.
21.
You see the smoke also, and you do see, you just like look through the window and see that there is a housemaid inside the house who's like, going about chores, keeping the fires lit. So
Actually,
if they were to go to the chimney, there'd be somebody in there.
I look at Gormish. I say, "All right, we gotta be very sneaky."
Sneaky.
And then I tell, I'm gonna try to open this window, and when you get inside, I need you to come unlock this door.
Okay. I'm gonna get in a position like I'm ready to jump, and I'm
Pick 'em
going
up
to
and, like,
just
put 'em in
stay
there.
that way.
Okay. Okay.
That's so.
Gormesh, here's what I need from you. I'm gonna need these windows are locked. I will need a sleight of hand check for you to be able to try to shimmy up the lock open on this window.
That's actually perfect because my
Depending on
hand
how long this takes,
and
I
I
might
just
be able
rolled
to
a
get there.
24.
That's what I'm
You got a
saying.
what?
I'm watching this,
24.
and I'm
On a
just sitting like
24?
a bench.
Gormesh, Ephesus, you're watching this. You figure out immediately which one of these Gormeshes is the one you're after. As you watch the hobgoblin walk up, reach in his coat pocket, pull out a small pry bar, slip it in the gap of the window, pop the lock open, slide it up. I need.
Thank you very much for not saying real Gormish. Thank you for that. I didn't know you
I
started
need
this.
G2. I need G2 to give me an athletics check.
Cheat.
Could I
Wait,
use
what if I just?
acrobatics
Can I
instead?
just?
I will allow acrobatics
Hey,
also, yeah.
Can I just pick him up and put him through the window because he's probably about?
No,
one
he was
size.
already in a runner stance. This is happening.
Oh.
Okay. This is
This is only a 12.
a 12's high enough. It's not a very high gap. You jump through the window. You kind of like catch your knee on the windowsill a little bit, but you tumble inside. Make a stealth check for me.
Can I shoot the window?
This is a 10. I'm rolling like crap. Let me see if I have.
He's
any
rolling
rocks
like a
here.
true gourmet.
You,
That's for sure.
you like true gourmet. That is a 10. You slam into the floor very loudly, and you hear someone go, "Hello?"
I go, shh.
Hello, it's me, Gormesh.
No!
What?
Mr. Leo, is that you?
You see this Air Genasi woman step around the corner.
Mr.
In like
Leo, you've lost a lot of weight.
in this like a maid's outfit, and she looks at you on the floor and looks up out the window at the other Gormesh and goes, "What is going on?"
We were told to come here because we came to get Mr. Leo because the missus needed him.
Uh-huh. And you see that she starts to like reach behind a wall just very slowly. And did the missus tell you to break the window?
I go,
Well, we knocked on the door, but nobody let us in.
I didn't hear anybody knock on the door.
I did it very quiet.
That would be why. She's still steadily reaching.
I lean into the window. I go, Mr. Leo's assistant has sent us here to his house without explaining why. He just said we needed to hide somewhere.
Make a persuasion check.
This is what my guy was built for. That is a 17.
At 17, she goes. She looks at you. She knows who you are, and she goes, "Oh, okay. Well, in future, just knock a little harder and don't break any windows." And you see she withdraws her hand from wherever she was reaching, walks over, shuts the window in front of you, and then goes and unlocks the front door. And about that time, you see running on all fours down the street is Mr. Leo.
Hey, Mr. Leo!
There's 2 of them!
I literally stop and I'm like, that's the dumbest little goblin I've ever seen.
He's my brother.
She called me a goblin.
You're just like me!
We're twins.
We are!
Ephesus is watching this whole thing happen. He's like, oh, God. What am I getting into right now?
Okay. I'm gonna ask if they were followed.
Not that I know of.
Well,
So you
Gormesh
were
followed
followed.
me.
I'm
So
going to
you
be
were
honest.
followed.
I'm sitting on a park bench watching this. I'm not
Yeah,
hiding.
he's not hiding.
I'm gonna like jump scare, scream, and jump up in the air like a real cat. And be like,
Wow.
fancy meeting you here, Mr. Man. This is the Gormesh that you were asking about earlier.
He was
He
asking
happened to
about
be at my
us?
house. I wonder why.
That's me. Hello, I'm Gormesh.
I'm also Gormish. This is my twin brother Gormish.
I promise you that the little one is not the one you want.
We are twins. What do you mean little? We look
Yeah.
the same.
He's literally my twin brother, okay?
I think he's a little mentally ill.
I'm not little. I'm the same size as him.
I think he's a little mentally ill.
I look at
My
I
brother
look
is
at
not
Leo,
like that, okay?
and I'm like, I've been watching them for at least 45 minutes in front of this house.
It's the I'm not little.
I understand.
He's a big boy just like his older twin brother.
I'm not little. That shit is so funny.
Oh. All right, Gormesh, and I point at the Gormesh that I want because I've not even talked to y'all, but I'm already fed up with the charade.
Okay.
I'm like, Gormesh,
Yes.
you're coming with
Yes.
me.
No. Why
What
would
he
we come with
said.
you?
I can't go with you. I have to go with Gormesh.
Man,
If
the
you want to
missus
come
tells
too,
no
you can come.
strangers.
I've got enough room on my horse. I'm sure there's something somebody can give me for you as well. But Gormesh, you've got a bounty on you.
For what?
You hear that, Gormesh? You have bounty. What's
I don't-
bounty?
I say I don't think that's a very good thing, Gormish. But let's just hear this kind stranger out.
Well, for me,
Okay, wait. I'm gonna like. Hold on. My man works at my bank, and he's a bounty out?
Well, according to the person that hired me, he's a swindler and he's been doing deals under the table. So you may not want him working at your business anymore.
He's not a
I'm back.
swindler. He's a hobgoblin, just like me.
Okay, listen here.
If you
D2,
want
I'm gonna
evidence,
need you to
he's
shut
talking.
up. You're the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Don't say
How much
that
is the
to my
bounty? How
little
much are you getting
brother.
paid?
How much am I getting paid, Reese?
It's only a 25 gold bounty. It's not much at all.
Here's
I mean,
100 gold. Leave me alone. And leave him
100
alone.
gold,
And-
Mr. Leo?
I
You know
don't
how much
tell
like a hill
I don't
was?
tell him that it's 25, and I say it's 100 gold.
Here's 100 gold. Take it and leave.
I might consider it if you double it.
Now hold on, hold on. I would like to step in on this little speech of money going around here. But who said I was swindling people?
The person that hired me.
Gormesh, everyone knows that you swindle people. It's your whole thing, okay?
Oh, swindle
Every
people!
contract you've ever written up for me has been a lie, okay? How about you shut up and let me deal with this so you don't get
He
taken
can't
by this
write.
man who we do
He
not
can't
know.
write. He wouldn't swindle anybody. He can't write.
Thank
No,
you,
no,
Gormesh.
just because you can't
See,
write doesn't
he
mean that
agrees.
Gormesh 1 can't write. Gormesh 2, I'm gonna need you to be quiet, okay, buddy?
Listen,
Here,
if
here's
you
a phone.
Keep,
I'm
if
gonna
you keep
literally
arguing,
throw something
the
across
price is
the
going
hall.
to get higher.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna-
throw something across the hall so that
I'm gonna
Gormesh 2
gnaw on
runs
it.
after it.
I'm going to
Okay.
snap it and then start gnawing on it.
Now that Gormesh won,
Here's
Gormesh
200
got,
gold. Leave us alone.
Alrighty then.
So let me-
Sounds like
I
a
think
this
I
town
think
ain't
I
big
should.
enough
I'm
for
going to
two
put this
of
on the
us.
table. I think it's just narratively sound that Leo knows that every contract that Gormesh has ever signed, he has signed Gormesh the Toost.
Oh no. I've had
Thank you for giving my twin brother a present. He's really gonna enjoy that. Maybe that'll.
For me, I'm gonna run up and try to grab the bag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap his hand. Like literally like tiny slap his hand.
You're gonna try to grab the bag.
Grovel, cower, and beg.
Hold on. There's some rules that gotta be made here. You're gonna go for his bag. I need, and you want to slap his hand. I need opposed sleight of hand checks.
I don't have any real dice. I'm up to D&D Beyond's whim.
Okay, hold on.
I have
wait.
a 9.
Does he like kind of like wave his hand backwards a little bit when he goes to slap it, like he tries to hold it away from Gormish too?
You want it from me?
Yes.
I rolled a 17 plus 2 for 19.
Yeah, you slapped the shit out of his hand. Oh, no. What were you trying to do?
When he kind of like slaps his hand and kind of hold the bag away from him, I want to also try to go for it.
I put my gun up to Gormesh. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Which
I-
one?
I'll get ready some spells, okay? I'm ready and stuff.
Please.
I'm gonna fully yell, roar, and then be like,
Okay.
not in the house. If you're gonna do that, go outside. We're not heathens.
Yes, sir. Sorry, Gormish, little girl.
You see, stepping around the corner is your maid, Matilda, holding a crossbow and goes, "Sir, say the word."
Thank you, Matilda. Stay right there. Sir, can you please take your 200 gold and leave us alone?
Hey, and I do like the fancy thing where I spin it on my finger, put it in the holster. Pleasure doing business with you.
Now hold on, Mr. Leo.
But-
Why can he get 200 gold and I can only get 4?
I
Gormesh,
turned
you're a
right.
swindler. I hired you, and you were in a gutter. Okay, you'll get what you
And
get.
I'm very thankful for that, sir. But sometimes we just can't make ends meet. Sometimes we.
Okay, well, I didn't ask.
Poor little Gormish here. Poor little
Omega
Gormish
lol.
here.
Ends meet, and I'm gonna start crying.
Wait.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine this week. We're fine this week. We just got paid.
I
Well,
turn
sometimes
around.
Sometimes it's a little tough for old Gormish.
I turn back around and I take out 50 gold from the gold he just gave me. I'll give you 25 each for you just let me get out of your hair right now.
Thank you, kind stranger.
I pointed towards Leah. I was like, just say the word. Meaning I
Oh,
will
boy.
shoot each of them if he takes 25 gold.
Oh
Look,
dear lord.
now we won't have to worry about
Gormesh,
stuff for the rest of the month.
I'll pay you 8 coins a contract.
Really?
I'll
Gourmet.
double your pay right now if you'll just shut the hell up and get out of my house, please.
Yes, sir. And then I pick up Gourmish and I start walking back.
I'm gonna get back in the jump position, and then I'm just gonna let him hold me like that.
I think this is about the moment that Leo, you would realize that you also have to go with the Gourmeshes because you're supposed to go talk to
I'm gonna be like,
Mahan.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Forgot. Why don't you come with us, Mr. Leo? The missus was needing you
I
there.
hate both of you.
Now, why would you say that about us? We've been nothing but kind to you.
I just watch him
don't
fold out
change
the
it.
door.
I don't change anything physically, but you just see tears start rolling down my face.
See, you know what I'm saying, Gourmish. It's tough being this little guy.
I'm not little. I'm the same size as you.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. You're right. My twin
Okay.
brother Gourmish, who is the same
Okay.
size as me.
The Gourmesh pair and Mr. Leo begin to head toward the cabin of Mahanma. Ephesus, what are you about to do?
I'm going to the bar, man. I gotta get Ruby.
All right. You head onto the bar, see a couple more horses tied up.
Oh, Ruby, you made some friends.
And inside you see a couple what else who looks kind of similar to you, all wearing cowboy hats. You see sitting amongst them is one Air Genasi who looks just kind of out of place with the group, given the fact they all look very ranch hand. And roll an insight check for me.
Okie doke.
I'm probably about to have to go.
Word.
We're about
That is
to
a 15.
on a 15. I think you just wrapped up one bounty. You
Check it
still have a cultist to check out. When you reach in your bag, pull out the bounty paper. You've got 3 of them in there. You toss the Gourmesh one. Look at the cultist, and then you look at that beast in the wood needs killing. And you see at the bottom, signed IJ.
It's got to be Indigo
I-
Jack.
Got to be, and you think about how you had a conversation with Leo about Indigo Jack. And then you look up. Do you go back into the bar, or do you hang out there?
Oh
Or you
yeah, I
stranded?
go and get the same pair of drinks I got last time, but I get a bigger bowl of brandy this time for Ruby.
All right. You go in with a bigger bowl of You go in, order a bigger bowl of brandy. Thinking about how you need to find Indigo Jack because the paper said he'd pay whatever. It's literally what he wrote. And with that in mind, new contract in hand, warm whiskey in your stomach. The other 3, the 2 Gourmeshes and Mr. Leo, trudging through cold snow to a soured cabin now. And our dear Air Genasi Ranger, who, although is enjoying a drink with these ranchers, in the back of his mind is thinking about
I need to go to Indigo Jack.
you need to go to Indigo Jack and a monster that a monster hunter couldn't identify.
Yeah.
And that is where we're going to end session 1.
Oh
Word.
boy,
Let's go.
that was very fun.
That was very fun.
Yeah, I guess we'll meet Jesse's character next time.
We'll meet Jesse's character next time. To be fair,
Is
he did tell
Indigo
me.
Jack?
He's
No,
not.
I'm kidding.
We go to meet Indigo
Though,
Jack.
hilarious if he was though.
That'd be fucking great.
I tried to introduce him, but I think he had to go. Tonight was his wife's birthday, so he probably had something else going on. But hey guys, excellent first session. I'm not going to give out awards for session 1 because this was kind of like a narrative build-up thing, so I don't think there was any giving out any awards tonight. But just all around sick introductions from everybody, super exciting shit. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Yes,
Tracy, I
sir.
do have a question.
All right, hit me with it.
I did not know I was proficient with a battle axe.
Yeah,
Is there any way I could change my quarterstaff to a battle axe?
for sure, if you want.
Also, do I get the coin of Gormish?
Yeah, you should have that on your person.
Let me add it real quick. Thank you.
Man, what a great first session. Man, like, damn, that was a banger. Okay, hold on.
Great.
Yeah, I was completely prepared to have to fight Ephesus.
That would have been truly insane for,
Well,
for a
I was about to
campaign
say,
opener.
I would have just added I just would have cast a second level I would have casted like a second level chromatic orb and try to one shot him.
I'm just gonna take him out.
I'd try to one shot you too. Don't worry. It's kind of easy right now.
True.
So wild.
Wait, yeah. Because the second level chromatic orb was 4d8.
I would use my grit shot or my grit points on you right then and there.
Just go for the gun. I do think Ephesus is at a disadvantage because there's 2 Gormesh.
True. I would have thrown little Gormish at him. Or the same
Monk
size
Gormesh and Sorcerer Gormesh would have been wild.
You don't think I could like collat them?
We have found our combo move.
try.
I would like to say we have found the combo move.
You have found the combo move.
And we have called it Make It Rain.
I love this so much. I'm excited for this. I'm excited.
Now